Traditions are often just pure pressure from dead people, and sometimes breaking them is the only way to breathe. Have you ever felt trapped by expectations, by the weight of what's always been done? This isn't just about small family quirks. For some, it's a cage. I met Layla at a women's empowerment summit, and her story completely redefined my understanding of courage. She grew up in a family where business was everything and tradition was law. When their massive family firm started to crumble under mismanagement and outdated practices, their solution wasn't to innovate or adapt. Instead, they turned to a tradition as old as time, a strategic marriage. Layla, a bright, ambitious young woman with dreams of her own, was to be the sacrificial lamb. Her family arranged for her to marry the son of a rival conglomerate, a union that would essentially be a merger, a bailout paid for with her life. She was treated like a commodity, a chess piece to be moved to save the family name. They told her it was her duty, her destiny. They framed it as an honor, a noble sacrifice for the good of the family. But Layla saw it for what it was, a life sentence. Imagine being told that your dreams, your desires, your very identity are less important than a balance sheet. The pressure was immense. Her parents, her grandparents, her aunts and uncles, everyone was united against her. They couldn't understand her resistance. To them, she was being selfish, childish, and disrespectful to the generations that came before. But Layla knew that honoring a tradition that erases you isn't honor at all. It's self-destruction. The night before she was supposed to meet her future fiancé and his family for the official engagement dinner, she made a choice. While her family was busy preparing for the celebration that would seal her fate, Layla was packing. With just $50 in her pocket, a change of clothes, and a single backpack filled with books and her laptop, she slipped out into the night. She left behind everything she had ever known, her home, her family, her security, and the crushing weight of their expectations. She ran. Her first few years were incredibly tough. She worked multiple odd jobs to survive, from waiting tables to cleaning offices. She slept on friends' couches and in cheap hostels. There were moments of doubt, moments where the comfort of her old life seemed tempting. But every time she thought about going back, she remembered the feeling of that cage closing in around her. The memory of being a pawn in their game fueled her resolve. While working, she was also studying. She took online courses in finance, marketing, and business management. She was relentless. She devoured every piece of information she could find, driven by a burning desire to prove that she was more than just a bargaining chip. She started a small online consulting business from her tiny apartment, helping small businesses with their digital marketing strategies. Her business began to grow, slowly at first, then with incredible speed. She had a knack for seeing market trends and an empathy for the underdog that her old family firm sorely lacked. She built her company on principles of innovation, respect, and merit, the very things her family had abandoned in favor of archaic traditions. Her reputation grew, and soon she was a major player in the industry, a self-made success story. 10 years. 10 years after she fled with nothing but $50 and a dream, Layla returned. But she didn't come back to beg for forgiveness or to reconcile. She came back as a titan of industry. She walked into the boardroom of her family's now failing company, the one they had tried to trade her for, and she made them an offer. She bought the entire business. The moment the deal was signed was not one of gloating or revenge. It was a moment of liberation. She stood before her family, the same people who had tried to sell her future, and she didn't fire them. Instead, she laid out a new vision. She announced that the company would no longer be run on outdated traditions and nepotism. From that day forward, it would be a place of innovation, equality, and opportunity. Promotions would be based on merit, not bloodlines. Ideas would be valued, no matter who they came from. Layla's first act as the new owner was to officially dismantle the Strategic Partnership Division. She shut down the very mechanism that they had tried to use to trap her. She broke the tradition, not just for herself, but for every generation to come. She proved that you don't have to be a victim of your circumstances or your history. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is walk away, build your own world, and then come back to rewrite the rules. Layla's story is a powerful reminder that our worth is not determined by the expectations of others, not even our own family. True strength lies in defining our own path, even if it means walking it alone for a while. It is about having the courage to say no to a tradition that asks you to sacrifice your soul. So I ask you, what traditions are holding you back? What peer pressure from the past is keeping you from breathing? Maybe it's time to pack your own symbolic backpack and start your own journey. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that empowers and inspires. See you next time.